Okay. Let's clock it, babes. Let's clock it. Uh-huh. And I'm gonna start at the 1 minute mark. Yes, we are. Oh, no, we're not gonna play it yet. We're not gonna play it yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay. And let's see. So, welcome yet once again. I'm saying that as if you was in the other one, but just in case if you did tune into my last mm, live stream screencasting, we're back with another one. But if you did not tune into that one, I would like to encourage you to go and watch that one. I just got off not too long ago, but I'm back with this one. Let me just say, if you did tune into a most recent live screencasting video, let me just say there were a bunch of ignorant people within the video that did not leave a comment to let me know that the video audio was not playing. So here I am back again. We got some not so constructive criticism, and I said, let me follow up and give it to the people because you may not have decided to type in this title and watch this video on your own time, being that I came on my time and it was not done correctly. So we're back to correct our wrongs, okay? So the captivating title is Raw Wave Arrested, Atlanta Airport Chaos, Snap Uncertainty, Fox 5 News, but however, we're going to be seeing Fox 6 News. So I do want to apologize on my behalf from the previous live screencasting videos where there was no video audio visible. However, you did hear the audio out of my mouth. So once again, I hope that you don't hold me too accountable. If you aren't for me and if you are against me, you probably was loving that, honey. But guess what? From this day forward, we're gonna make sure that we show up the right way and do it the right way without having these particular headphones plugged in. I remember once upon a time I used to have some earbuds, and the earbuds actually allowed for me to have connectivity to the actual video audios that I do decide to screencast. So I want to say welcome. Thank you for taking the time out of your evening, out of your night to tune in to watch me, maybe even day. I do not know what time you're watching this. Let me just say I do have a lot of people from different countries watching me. Yes, I do. My percentages is about neck and neck in a sense with, yeah, I got people all over watching me. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, hello, nighttime people. Let's get into this live screencasting video to educate you on something that you may not have known. And if you already know it, then baby, you're good as gold. You're in the clear. So hopefully you decide to create a holy moment and do something what you can do within your one self about this situation that's going on here in the United States of America. And even where you are, if you have something within you, if you feel as though that you can make a change, I'm here to encourage you, motivate, and inspire you to tell you you can. Yes, you're just one person, but those small acts, they can multiply. It can create spiritual multiplication if we start doing great things that need to be done. Okay. So in three, two, one, let's roll.
Ground stop news afternoon storms caused major headaches for passengers traveling out of Hartsfield Jackson, Atlanta today. That and FAA flight restrictions and reductions contributed to the more than 500 flights delayed there. Let's get out to Fox 5's Annie Mapp, who's live at the airport with details. Now, I know it might be empty behind you, but a lot of that headache is happening on the other side of security, Annie.
Yeah, Eric, it's definitely been chaotic here. That ground stop happened just right before 3 this afternoon and lasted about an hour. And as you mentioned, it did contribute to the hundreds of flights that have been affected here today. What we don't know is which flights were affected due to weather and which were due to the FAA's flight reduction order. Now, as of for this
So, if you just so happen to tune into that other video, and as I said, all you heard was me commentating, and I'm going to pick up the pieces. She said a keyword that spoke to me, order. We're going to rewind it yet once again, just like how we did it the last time, but this time we're doing it right. So I hope that your ears are open and I hope that your eyes are attentive. So rewind.
Here, that ground stop happened just right before 3 this afternoon and lasted about an hour. And as you mentioned, it did contribute to the hundreds of flights that have been affected here today. What we don't know is which flights were affected due to weather and which were due to the FAA's flight reduction order. Now, as
Order, flight reduction order. There was an order for the flights to be reducted. Let me remind you, New World Order. And then also speaking on something too, founding fathers. Remember, initially, we have the old heads, honey, that's stemming from our past generations who created some of the things, no, who created all of the things, all of the rules within the system. Those were the founding fathers of the very system that we the people either follow or the very system that we the people once upon a time follow but now are getting ourselves out of the illusion, out of the rat race, out of the trap. The founding fathers are dying, honey. They're of age. They can't do it no more. What they could do once upon a time, they can't do anymore. So what they do is keep it in the bloodline. They keep it within the generation. You know how within your family maybe you can relate, and if you can't, I'm not talking to you. So only put your shoe in the foot. If you put your shoe in the foot, girl, that's backwards. Let's say it again. Only put your foot in the shoe and wear it if it applies. But the founding fathers are getting up there in age, so they have to keep the bloodline going. They have to keep the generational traditions going. They have to keep the ancestral patterns going. So the founding fathers, most of them are wiped out. Let me just remind you of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. I'm going to throw those in the category of the founding fathers, the founding ones who stole the land, Christopher Columbus. Yeah. So they now have the new founding fathers. I even showed y'all this place that just spoke to me, and it was called Founding Farmers. Now, I did some research. I rolled up into the founding father farmers and I asked some questions about what was going on. Let me just say my phone was dead during this time, and I may just end up going back because I told them I was going to be back for content purposes, and I'm hoping that I can get a little questionnaire interview going on with them. They said yes, but we'll see. And we really gonna see, baby, because I ain't gonna be able to go there no time soon because we ain't got no metro money right about now. But that's okay because it's surely on my to-do list to go back because I would like to get that interview going. And hopefully when I do go back, I do got some names written down. So hopefully they will be there. And if they're not there, we're gonna try to get a phone number to contact them because this is serious. Anywho's the Founding Farmers is a place where they sell food. Founding farmers. I wonder if there are going to be a new founding farmers coming soon. But anywho's want to throw that in there. But back to the order. Oh Lord, why? Oh my God, I'm about to get caught, y'all. I'm about to get caught. Yep, the police done rolled up. They done rolled up. We got to pause. Ain't nothing but the grace of God. When I tell you everywhere I go, these cops be rolling up, but they working with me because they can't help get me in no shelter, honey. But we're gonna pick up the pieces. We got the light turned on now because they were called on me by someone yet once again. As you can see, all I'm doing is laying on the concrete, minding my business. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't touching nothing. We don't want nothing but this overhead because the rain was coming. But let me hurry up and get back to this because they're still on the premises right now. They told me to continue doing what I'm doing.
For this evening, 536 flights had been delayed, with 133 canceled here at Jackson. That's in comparison to the 87 flights canceled Friday and 522 delayed. Now, most of the flights affected here today are Delta flights, with 383 of those.
Up, memory, Delta, as I spoke yet once again on the last topic, well, the last screencasting, one of the variants that were being pushed out is Delta variant. Hold up, we about to come back to another talk. This is going to be extended. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, them lights is bright. They don't be playing no games, man. And then they roll up so assertive and try to instill fear. I'm not scared, but you just scared me rolling up on me like that. They're leaving now. They're leaving, and now we got a light on. So I guess that's kind of good. I guess. I guess. It's too bright for me. I kind of like the how it was, a little dim. But now I'm really going to hide under this daggone thing, honey. And let's get back into
Late and
the
72
video.
canceled. Again, these numbers being reported following the Federal Aviation Administration's recent announcement that air traffic will be reduced by 10% across the country's major airports. Now, this to help with operations due to staffing shortages faced by the government shutdown, as unpaid workers have been missing work. We spoke to one traveler who shares his flight to Florida was delayed more than 6 hours.
Somebody's not getting paid. I don't mind the small inconvenience that I have 5 hours, 10 hours, 2 days. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that people are depending on a paycheck. The people can be homeless overnight, and you really don't want that. So a little inconvenience, I can deal with that.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna keep quiet on this part. Although I spoke on it in the last one, I'm gonna keep quiet. But then I'm also gonna say this: many of us are one paycheck away from homelessness. But let me just say this: it ain't gonna turn out the way you may think it's gonna turn out. See, what I'm thinking, I still cannot get it out of my head right. Like, I gotta really write this down and make sure that I'm coming with it. And I'm gonna put that on my to-do list. So we've had how many government shutdowns within the last, I want to say within the last 4 years, was it three? They weren't major, but there has been some type of shutdown, whether it was started with the banks. Let's say they had a hold on your money, you couldn't get your money. What else happened? I think that happened to me twice, I remember. I'm not sure how long ago it was, but all I'm saying is what they're currently doing is programming our minds, honey. Yes, this is one of the enemy's tactics. They literally put a little something in your face and they don't tell you the whole up 731. They don't tell you all of what they're doing, but they're programming enough in your head so that when the time do come for them to hit that button, pull the flag, whatever, your conscious or subconscious, I be getting them confused, something is going to come back to remembrance. You're going to be like, oh, this is why they did that. Because they're training you. Yes, they're programming you to be prepared because you should be prepared for what's to come and you should have been preparing for what's to come versus just having fun and smooth sailing. Okay? But whatever floats your boat, sail with it. But this is just preparation because guess what? The government is going to shut down regardless. Yes, ma'am. Democracy, who? We haven't had it in years. Freedom, you ain't got it. We ain't got it. But you can taste the rainbow, baby. You can have freedom. You surely can. You can start by being free by getting out the illusion of the system that they created. Now, remind you and say this again. All of this is being done as a tactic. 666, the mark of the beast. The chip is around the corner, literally. How close? I gotta go back to the Bible and see if I'm on it. But it's literally about to be knocking at our doors. They're already showing you. The, are you not waking up and smelling the coffee or the tea or whatever smells good to you? You can't see what they're doing, what's going on. Honey, shut the shit down. As that lady said, let me just say a lot of people they didn't like that video. Poor people. That's why we're poor now because you just don't want to listen. You don't want to listen. But I get it. You're acting out of fear. You're acting out of afraidness. Or let me keep in mind, the light that I share attracts the enemies themselves. They don't like what I'm talking about, but they come in to watch and monitor.
Right now, as you can see, security checkpoint lines aren't looking too bad, but travelers are still being asked to get to the airport early in case of potential slowdowns. For now, reporting live at the airport, Annie Mapp, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, Annie, just before you go, this is happening all across the country. I have a friend in California. They canceled his flight for Monday on Friday. Other people just trying to get to where they want to go. We'll check back with you later tonight. All right, well, our other big story, the battle over Snap.
And nothing is allowed here. I remember speaking. That's the problem. Getting to where they want to go versus where they need to go. That's the problem. We, the people, are such consumers. We don't know how to sit down.
Funding has hit another roadblock. Overnight, the Supreme Court granted the Trump administration's appeal to temporarily block an order to fully fund SNAP payments. Thursday, a judge.
Temporarily. So you sitting back, you plotting and you planning this temporary shutdown towards the SNAP system. Why? That's for you to think. Why would they sit down and plan something like this against we, the people? Let me remind you again the three ways that they can kill, steal, and destroy the people through food, water, and shelter.
The administration until Friday to make those payments, but the Supreme Court says the First Circuit Court needs time to review the order. Nearly 42 million Americans, including 1.4 million Georgians, rely on SNAP benefits to buy groceries each month. We've reached out to Georgia officials to ask for any clarity there. And with the government shutdown and uncertainty of when SNAP benefits will be fully restored, a church here in Atlanta ramped up its efforts to feed those in need. Fox 5's Kim Luxler talked with those who were able to receive the free food. They're calling it a blessing.
Church plans to feed about 5 times as many people as they normally do through this food drive Saturday. And church leaders say the goals provide some hope in a time of uncertainty.
Chicken on the way, my girl.
At Elizabeth Baptist Church Saturday, the line of cars stretched as far as the eye could see. Each family receiving a week's worth of food.
And I think it's a blessing.
Daphne Greer is one of over 1 million people in Georgia who receive SNAP benefits. She says getting this food gives her peace of mind as she waits for payments to be fully restored.
They give me peace. I can wake up and I got a meal to eat.
This is just one of 4 locations hosting this food drive. The church partnered with World Vision to make this possible and plans to feed about 5,000 people.
A lot of what is happening right now in our world, and especially as it relates to our economy and the government having been shut down, we decided that if there's ever a time that the church must not just have church but be the church, it is certainly during this particular time. The impact from a financial perspective is real.
And with that being said, the temple is your body. So we have to get back to the church. We have to get back to the basics of being a child of God. If you were really a child of God, exude that kindness. That's one of them. And I don't want to mess up the actual words. It's 9 fruits of the. It's 9 fruits. But yeah, if you have it and if you are able to give, that's what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to be helping, being a good steward unto others, especially if you know that you have it to give. It ain't meant for you to hold on to it for yourself. It's meant for you to give. That's one of the characteristic traits of being a child of God. No, it isn't easy, but there's a time and a place where we're called to do what we need to do for the community, because that's what it's about. The community, we the people, fellowshipping together. As he said, not just being the church, coming to the church for your own reason, motive, and intent, but actually helping when people are really in the need of help. And that is a good thing. Let me just say, all that money that they spend on that food, at least it'll be a great time for them when tax time comes, because they surely can get some deductions off of it.
And not just a financial perspective, but just based upon the sheer numbers of people that we're serving, even food.
Not just a financial perspective. I like that you spoke on that, sir.
Insecurity is real.
For many here, the cost of food is stretching their budgets thin.
What I used to pay for $50 is now like 100 or more.
And Pastor Oliver hopes everyone who got food Saturday leaves with more than just their next meal, but also with faith and optimism about what's next. He says they also are expanding their food pantry hours during this time to continue to support anyone in need.
My message is a message of hope. It is a message of faith. It is a message even to those that have, that it is our time to step up.
We'll have more information about additional ways to get free food through the
or step down from the false power that you carry and claim to have. Because if you're not helping the people, you are only hurting yourself.
Verge here, posted for you on our website, fox5atlanta.com. In Atlanta, Kim Luffler, Fox 5 News.
All right, Kim, thanks so much. And if you or your family, you're in need during this shutdown, you need some support, we have a list of resources on our website. We invite you to head to fox5atlanta.com.
Yep, I was just given some resources. And I just said it and gave me the same resources. And let's just say we're using some of them, but we wish praying and really having faith and being optimistic that some of those other resources can start to help us after a while. Being that I done got caught, I don't know how many times, but being that I am on the list with the police.
All right, some other big stories we're following.
It's a
New
lot
at
though
6,
right now.
Atlanta police have arrested rapper Rod Wave on drug and weapons charges. Jail records show the 26-year-old, whose real name is Redarius Green, was booked into the Fulton County Jail yesterday. Fox 5 has reached out to APD for more information about what led to the rapper's arrest. Green has had several previous arrests.
And really about that part, I don't care. Anywho's, that's it. That's all. Just thought that I'd come back and speak on what I spoke on that you really couldn't hear the whole entirety of. But that is it. This is Kanish Lachey TV reporting to you live here on Kanish Lachey TV News. Is the segment for the moment. Rock and roll with it, baby. Anywho's, you have a good night. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up, and learn how to be a good steward. Broaden your horizon. Do something different, and get out here and be a great you and do something